Hola, 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 it's the Chico John, and welcome back to my channel. We back again, y'all, and look back at it, look back at it, look back. Alright, so for today's video, we're going to make a nightstand. I know, it sounds like it's really daunting, but this nightstand comes together with 3 pieces. That's it. It's going to be customizable, so you can paint it, you can stain it, just so that it fits your specific needs. And if you want to take it up a notch, we're also going to add in a wireless charger. Because why not? It's 2020, almost 2021. Oh my word. So, stick around and let's build this together. Alright, so we have all of our pieces here. So again, we've got our wire storage basket, my lovely bed, and we have our 2 wooden circles on here, and the larger one here, and we also have our wood board here. So all I'm going to do now is, since I have this wire basket and I've got those 2 wooden rounds, I just want to test the fit. So I just want to see which one's going to fit better. So here's the 18-inch one, and it fits perfect. It fits perfectly. Now, the only problem that I can see is that there is a little bit of a gap running around the edges, and so if this were to be bumped in any way, it would go through. So I think I'm gonna go with the 24-inch round on here, because I know that there's going to be no, sorry if I keep looking this way, I have another camera set up, another cell phone set up, so that I know that there's not going to be a single gap on there. There you go. Alright, so I think decision is final. We're going to go with this one. So there are a couple of things that I want to do. First and foremost is, so I know that this is an 18-inch diameter cross, I believe, yeah, diameter circle. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my ruler, which also happens to be 18 inches, exactly, and I just want to draw that line on the actual round on there, just to give me an idea of where the basket will fit, so that I can make sure that I have 3 inches on either side of the ruler, because 3 plus 3 will give me 6, which is the 24-inch diameter of the wooden round. Awesome. So now, if I were to put the wooden piece, it's less than 18 inches, which is fine. It should fit within those 2 border lines that I've drawn. Here. So now we have a circle with our wooden stopper, and you can stop right here. So now you've got a tabletop here, very minimal movement on there. There is your nightstand. you can go ahead and take the nightstand, you can paint the top of it, you can stain it because it is pine wood. I really like the look of pine. I've got it all over my apartment. You can see here in my bed frame. I just really like the look of raw pine. I also have it all over my bookshelves in the apartment. So I'm actually going to keep this wood natural as it is. Alright, one of the things that also I want to do is I want to make sure that that wooden piece doesn't just move around. So all I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use some existing holes that I had made previously, and I'm going to use those to drive 2 more screws just to hold this into place. Alright, so there you have it. Now the piece of wood underneath is not going to move, which is great. And here is your very simple, easy peasy lemon squeezy nightstand. Alright, so super simple, 3 pieces of equipment. Really, not 3 pieces of equipment, but 3 pieces that you'll need to build this. So let's kick this up just a smidge. I want to go ahead and add that wireless charger that I mentioned before, so that I have a place for me to put my phone overnight. Alright, so now it's time to add in the wireless charger. So for this, it's going to be really, really simple. So we're going to take that Nordmarka wireless charger from IKEA. We're just going to pop it out of the cork backing on here. I'm going to set it aside for a sec. Alright, and we're actually going to use that cork marker on here for us to figure out where we actually want it in the space, and also we're actually going to use this as our measure because the inner diameter of this cork piece here corresponds to the diameter of that smaller circle on the wireless charger, and this larger piece here corresponds to that larger circle. Alright, so I'm just going to use this to kind of figure out where do I want it to go. I also want to make sure that it doesn't go through that second piece of wood, so that I only have 1 piece of wood to go through. So I'm just going to make sure that I align that piece of wood so that it is straight up and down for me, so then I can figure out when I'm laying around sleeping, I kind of want the phone to be close to me, but I don't need it to be like right on the edge of this piece. So I'm thinking somewhere here, because I have a tray of like my jewelry and things like that I keep at this nightstand, and then I normally keep my books that I'm currently reading here, and then this gives me all of this space here for like a water bottle at night, and also my glasses. So I'm thinking somewhere here would be good. I also have an iPhone, the big iPhone, so you know, I want to give it enough space so that I can rest here. Alright, so I'm just going to take a pencil and then trace out this circle. Here, and what I've got is my drill, and it's been outfitted with a hole saw. This is the same hole saw that I used in my DIY shelf for my studio. So all I'm going to do is take the hole saw and I'm going to go through the center, and you can see that the hole saw is just slightly less than the size of what I need it to be, but no worries. Alright, so now all all I'm gonna do is, because I'm most of the way through the wood, I'm actually gonna flip it over and go through the other side. So that whole saw bit also has like a drill bit on the inside of it. So I can just use the hole that has been punched through and use this as a way for me to be able to go through the other side. The reason why I want to do this is I want to create as little tear out as possible. I want to make sure that the hole is clean on both sides, as clean as it possibly can be. So now we have a hole. Now it's going to be important to see if the charger will fit through this hole as is. So not quite what I need it to be. It is slightly sticking out. So this hole just needs to be enlarged just a little bit. All right, so I've got my palm router here, and I've switched the bit over to just a flat bit, I think is what it's called. And all I'm gonna do is, I'm just gonna try to gouge out some of the wood. As far as the depth goes, I'm actually going to use this right here, which is the thickness of the disc, as my depth here. Wish me luck. I haven't done this in a while. That was scary. Okay, like I said, I literally just needed to take off just a smidge, so we shall see if this will fit now. Hey. Now this sucker fits flush in there. Boom. And if you wanted to secure it into place, it's moving maybe like, I don't know, 1/8 of an inch. You can always use a little bit of epoxy or super glue, just hold it in place. For me, it doesn't really matter. As long as it's there and I can lay my phone on here, that's all that really counts. All right, so let me get this cleaned up, and then stay tuned for the final shots. I hope that you liked those cool action shots, you know, overhead. As I mentioned, all of the items that I used for this build will be listed. That's going to do it for today's video. Thank you again for watching this. I hope you take the time to make this. Like I said, it's so easy. 10 minutes, 20 minutes if you add in the wireless charger onto it. It's very simple, lots of storage, and the sizing is really nice. I'm able to put my phone on here to charge, plants, because I love being surrounded by plants, and then a little tray table on there for jewelry and stuff. So yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a like, and please subscribe and follow me along on my journey. You can also follow me on Instagram. My handle is @JoanneLaura. Yeah, come on. Let's do this together. Bye.